aren't we supposed to be working on the truck dash?
Yeah, but I had to go back to So, it's been a while. It's been a Christmas break, New Year's, and to keep with the non-drifting theme, courtesy of my son Jacob, we now have to fix the taco. Honestly, I've been wanting to do a crash damage video for you guys, kind of like a Matt Armstrong video. I did not intend to do it on my own little truck and have my son do the damaging. But here we are. I guess the universe works in good ways. The best thing is that Jacob's okay. Obviously, that's not on a tripod. He's wiggle the camera so they know you're real. Okay, yeah. So he's really there. He didn't hurt anything, but he hurt the taco. And so I wanted to film it just start from finish. So we'll do that. Well, let's see. I guess, no, it shouldn't start till we get in there and work on it. So we'll start 72 hours on Saturday, which is tomorrow. Today is Friday. We're gonna unload the car, we're gonna walk you through it. But this dude hasn't been driving a long time, and it's just something that can happen. He rear-ended somebody. It was totally his fault. He understands. We're not gonna beat a dead horse. But he also understands how fast things can happen. And luckily, this is an older truck. What is weird and wild to me is it did more damage to this truck than it did the brand new, I think it was a Nissan Murano. Yeah, and that's gonna need a new bumper. This needs quite a bit of stuff. It currently does not start. I haven't messed with the hood yet. I wanted to do it on camera, but as you can see, but yes, so I think the reason it's not starting is because of the fuse box. It currently is impaled by the battery. And then if you walk forward, so you don't slip, obviously the AC condenser is totaled. I'm pretty sure all the Freon came out of it. I don't know because I wasn't there, but we do know that there was coolant all in it, headlights, you know, all this fun stuff obviously. But we're gonna try and see what we can do and get this thing back up and running and try to make and film and edit a good video for you guys. So let's get this thing unloaded. In that form, in that whole thought process, we're gonna do some voiceovers, some really nice, smooth talking voiceovers. So as Jacob and I unload this truck, as you can see, we have the once in a lifetime Texas freeze going on. Pause in the video. So shout out TJ Hunt. I actually genuinely wanted these, and these are actually pretty cool. So we finally get to use one. It's a magnetic to-do list. So to do, you know, on wreck truck, and then so anyway, as I struggle to figure out what to say on camera, we are going to continue to unload it. And yes, like I said, it was a once in a lifetime Texas freeze that we have once in a year because of global warming. And yeah, but we had to just get the truck unloaded. All right, so it's unloaded, and this is the cameraman, Jacob, but we just put so much work into this and got it running right.
The wires still look good.
And then what happened?
I guess I just couldn't really see everybody in my surroundings, and I didn't realize that they were just coming to a complete stop, and I couldn't press the brakes hard enough.
And that comes with experience. You haven't been driving long. It's not an excuse because this is your fault. It is a hit on the insurance. But we should probably open the hood and get us some help. So let's try that. We won't start messing with anything, but we definitely need to. Yeah, try to pull the handle.
You already pulled it.
Nothing?
It's already pulled.
Okay.
Can we take the key out?
Yeah. Yeah. Now try to do the. right, give me a screwdriver. Thank you. There it goes. Okay. Okay, be careful on the hinges. Those might be savable. All right, so. See, the main thing we got to worry about is if you've bent the pulleys. You might have gotten just super lucky.
It still is. Would it not turn over if that pulley was completely like?
No, it would.
It would. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, look, you can see even better in here. This is
Just smash.
completely pushed forward. I mean, this most likely, let's see, we've got electronic fuel injection right here. Starter right here, we know that works, but we have another electronic fuel injection. So if the truck does just crank over. So that's hopefully that's very promising that we've just blown out the electric fuel pump, the electric fuel injection, and all the fuel system. And that's why it wouldn't start. Because yes, I tried to get him to start it, tried to get it on the trailer, and but it just sat there and cranked until the battery was going to go dead. So, like I said, this kind of gives me, at least I can start looking around, but at least now I know I can I can probably look for a radiator, fuse box, AC condenser, which you may not get fully AC until later on. But we can at least get the radiator, get the motor running. I guess the only other thing I want to look at is see if there's what we did down here. So I think you got very lucky it didn't gut into the motor or the pulley system. You're like touching the pulley.
So it didn't touch it, or it didn't.
No, but yeah, I mean the radiator definitely cracked. It's gonna need a new line. Hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. And then a bumper. We gotta rebend back all these.
Well, whenever we take off the bumper, the right lights don't work, but the left lights do work.
Yeah. Well, it's probably has something to do with the fuse because this is headlight fuse right there. Which one you said does work?
These ones are the only one that work.
Well, the left-hand fuse is the one closest, probably sitting right here. Okay. Smashed. Which, that doesn't matter. We need to see if the truck. So, definitely hood, bumper, headlights, radiator. I wish I was trying to find a marker off camera to use our precious little thing right here. But hood, hinges, driver fender, front bumper, headlights, both sets. We're going to need a radiator, air conditioner, condenser, probably a fuse box, but I don't know for sure. We need to check the fuse. That doesn't seem that crazy. That's the challenge. That's what I've been wanting to do. I didn't want to do it on a 98 Toyota, but whatever, it's whatever. It's kind of free-ish. I didn't have to go out and buy a car from the junkyard or anything like that. I had one delivered. I had to go pick it up from the side of the road and talk to the police. But other than that, this is the start of our father-son 72-hour taco rebuild challenge thing on YouTube to get better at this type thing. See you tomorrow. So, it's Saturday. It's not the same Saturday, but it is a Saturday. It's in the morning. We do have a truck bed full of parts already. I'm not going to try. I tried to make this like a clean and polished Matt Armstrong video, but let's not joke ourselves. So anyway, I got a truck. I'm going to hook up to this truck, and I'm going to use a come-along and try to at least pull this out. One of the main issues, Jacob started working on this with one of his buddies, but front bumper's off, the front crash bar is off, and then the battery's out. And it revealed kind of the broken fuse box, which these are the fuel relays and fuses, which are down here in the bottom of it. So there's a couple of cut wires, but it may actually be Might actually be lucky with this. But the first thing we're going to do is it's got a crumpled strut tower. So before we kind of mess with all that, I'm going to try and just pull it out and see if that works. All right, so as you can see here, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to wrangle getting the little kids to stay away because I don't know what the hook's gonna do. And I'm just pulling on various points of the truck. We're trying to figure out how to get it straight, how to get it going good. I've seen this stuff on other YouTube videos. And kind of the video that I've been trying to mimic is me talking over in a real nice, smooth talking voice. So anyway, I had this stretched out and it actually was working. It was working good. You can see that some of these points stretch a little more than I wanted, but that's because it's separating from the inner tub, which we will go over on another video. But yeah, as the kids play around, it's kind of, we've had like a whole family affair. Jacob and I did this for me and him, but the other kids get to play around. As you can see in another portion of the video, they will be on the sim practicing their skills and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll just sit back and enjoy a little bit of this taco pulling kind of fun. All right, so as you can see, that worked out pretty well. It did separate the inner, I'm not a mechanic by any means, but it separated this inner tub from this front little plate. So that's why we got a lot of extra flex out of this. But essentially, we can put, like just for rough reference, we can put the new fender on. And so we got that set. It's close. What I'm getting at is, so basically, hold on. There. Needs to sit, this needs to go down a touch, but we've got to pull this hole out to here. So I have tried, I got a different truck, and instead of pulling down like towards the hitch, I'm gonna pull kind of up onto one of these guys and hopefully bring this corner out. This has got to go down a little bit, but you can see this whole area is flexing now. So once we get it kind of straightened or whatever, I'll have to take it down to my buddy's and get it welded. He lives a mile up the street. So we'll have to do that, but I think it's doing all right. Then once we get all this figured out, kind of straight to where it looks decent, we're going to start tearing out all this stuff. But I wanted to see if it's even feasible, if it's worth doing, worth continuing, whatever. I mean, we already have the parts, kind of already making the video, so either way, we could go drive this car into the field, I guess. I don't really know. But anyway, yeah, so we'll put you back on the tripod and start pulling some more. I put you on the tripod and you're gonna watch me struggle again. But we kind of realized that we needed to pull the top corner up and to the driver's side instead of down towards the trailer hitch like we were before. So it's just trying to connect the two components together. And you can see that we're pulling the inner strut section of it, and I'm hammering on it and all that fun stuff. But it's just to get this furthest most top screw hole to line up. And as you can see, Jacob and the little boys got distracted. He was trying to get them set up. He is such a great help to me, keeping them out of my hair because they always want to be in it. and we are trying to teach Dean how to drive a Bitsu course and let him do it on his own. So Jacob and I are starting to take off the hood. He forgets the washer bottle fluid. He actually learns what that is and where it is and why it's on the hood. And yeah, as we kind of just are having fun doing this together. So here you can see that neither one of us had any idea that this radiator actually housed some type of oil coolant. I still have not, and as the time of editing this video and him driving off into the sunset in this truck, I have no idea if this is transmission fluid or if it's oil. But there is some type of oil that runs through the bottom of the radiator and it helps cool it. So it's almost like a factory OEM cooler for some type of fluid other than coolant. But it was something kind of interesting that I had to learn, that I realized Toyota did, and also something that we had to make a little bit of a modification for on the new eBay radiator, as it did not have barbs, so we had to convert it from a -6 to a barb and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those things. You didn't know that a 98 Toyota Tacoma would have an oil cooler built into the bottom of the radiator. So kind of figuring that out. All right, so that, yeah, it was definitely all of that. Now we can take the upper radiator hose off. It definitely is time for radiator flush anyway. All right, so now it looks like there is a couple of bolts. Hold that on. Holds this whole I'm just worried there's still a little bit of refrigerant in here. Probably just gonna crack that open. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna get to work getting rid of some of this stuff. Oh wow. All right, boys, cover your ears for a second. Cover your ears for a second. I don't know if this is gonna make a loud noise. Okay, it's still full of Freon.
Can I open them?
Yeah. All right, yep, we gotta go. Everybody gotta get out of here. But I had no idea this would still be holding refrigerant in it. So it did. So we had to vacate the shop, get the kids out. But, you know, I'll set that up. So we had to vacate the shop, and all right, so I don't know about you, but I would have never guessed this still had any refrigerant in it. I knew that it would have a little bit of coolant, which it did, just below the impact, but this thing is completely destroyed. But it was full of refrigerant, so I had to vacate. I had the boys playing on the sim, but I had to vacate them. We had to open all the doors, turn the fan on, and it's probably 30 minutes later or whatever. So we're gonna get back to work on it, but that's wild to me that still had refrigerant in it, which means that I don't have to replace this, forgive my ignorance, but like capacitor or something. I know that holds pressure. It might even be the tank. So yeah, we're just gonna start taking all this stuff apart like I had said earlier, but I didn't expect that to be completely full of refrigerant. But it worked out anyway, you know. Yeah, so I mean, it still has lime green. I know that's not good, but I totally would not have expected that to have any refrigerant left over in it. So that's my bad. Sorry, Grinna Environment, young girl, whoever. All right, sorry, Greta Thunberg, whoever you are, whether you graduated college or not, but we released a little bit of Freon into the universe. So, anyway, Jacob and I are taking off the rest of the hood latch attachment and figuring out how the radiator and air condenser and all that comes apart, which it's realistically 4 bolts each, 4 bolts per, 1 on the inside, 1 on the outside, and that reveals the incredible amount of damage that he did to the radiator. I do have a new strut bar for this, and or a new upper radiator strut bar. I guess it was right. Yeah. Anyway, I have this new. I have a new fan blade, just because I didn't know, but clearly it's the clutch motor. So this, I didn't know this, but it ran on a fan clutch. So I'm gonna do some research, see if I can even find this. If I can't, I'm just gonna convert his to a electric fan and kind of go from there. But I believe I probably can find this the way I found everything else. But you know, I just need to get rid of this clock spring, which is about to clock me right in the knuckles. Actually, just kidding. So anyway, I do have he does have a new fan blade for that. We need to make sure that we didn't damage the actual shaft into the motor. But other than that, this is the clutch fan. And so if you want to come back here, we do have, like I said, have the new fan. So that's no problem. We have a new fender that I've been using to try to get the front end kind of as straight as I can. Do have a brand new radiator. So we got a radiator with the oil cooler in the bottom. And then luckily, this is, heck, I didn't even need to buy it, but we have it. This is a brand new condenser. All the lines match up, and I'm not gonna have to replace that reservoir. The only thing we are gonna have to look for is the clutch. Like I said, the clutch, and then now, oh wow, sorry, that's probably, hopefully I caught that in the air, blowing out your eardrums. But also got the radiator fan shroud, goes right here. It goes. Okay. Anyway, it goes on that. It goes on that side of it. But yeah, like I said, that's $562, I think, is what, something like that. It's like right at $600 landed at the door for all the components. Like I said, we still got to get bumper, headlight, but there's so many like retrofit and clear lenses and blue lenses and blah blah blahs and RGBs and none of that nonsense. So the main goal is the next step is going to be this bad boy right here. We want to make sure that
Daddy, is it my turn on the steering wheel?
not yet, but this dude is off in the forest. What are you pressing?
I pressed nothing.
It took a screenshot.
Screenshot? What's a screenshot?
Okay.
What's a screenshot?
Okay. Got one more of those on the way, so it's gonna never end. But anyway, yes. Well, as I was saying, the main thing is that we could not start the truck after after the wreck. So I'm assuming that this is probably most likely the problem. I've stated this many times, but I don't know where the lid is. But yeah, essentially we have starter and EFI. It did crank, but it was not turning over. So, I mean, there is like electronic fuel injection is number 15 down in here. It just could be a couple things. I think a couple tack wheels up in here with some self-tappers. Get this replaced. And we basically have to get this straightened up a little bit more and then conjoin these two back together because they kind of, they flop a little bit. So a speed bump or something might cause some issues when he's rolling down the road. But ultimately, this is just to get him from A and B while he is saving up for another vehicle. Clearly, the Taco was the first vehicle for him. Didn't expect for it to go out this early. But it is what it is, and I hopefully learned a lesson. I'm pretty sure he did. And, you know, we get to kind of do this together so it all works out. And, yeah, we'll just start messing with, actually, we're going to take off this clutch fan, get that figured out, get everything that's broken completely off the car, and then start back from there, basically, I think is the way to go.
Aren't we supposed to be working on the truck dash?
Yeah, but I had to go relive one of the funner times that I've had in Florida. That was picking up my F80 M3 and drifting the compound, and I did exactly this. I'm just running this same line. I went through here, clipped TJ's face off those start lines. But yeah, no, we went to AutoZone. Oh. Yeah, we went to AutoZone and got the clutch fan and kind of just choked everybody out with the brake parts cleaner. So went in there, made the kids some food, and now we're drifting the compound, and the kids are bugging and about to have to get back to work.
No, I just wanted to be in the video.
No.
Yeah, we need to pull this off. So, yeah, is it recording? Yeah. Yeah, so I had looked up, I was going to look up a YouTube video, but I just kind of looked up a fan replacement and realized that it comes with, you don't have to pull it off or that front contraption. It actually just, you got to take the nuts off the original one, pop it off, put the new one on. Bam. $43, AutoZone. Went 20 minutes down the road and we got it. But it's much different looking than the one that we pulled out of here. But that makes it a lot easier. I don't have to pull it. I didn't have to mess with that clock spring or any of that other nonsense. I just simply got to take it off. Now, that does pose a problem because in the little video that I watched, they used a pry bar on the fan blades and were able to stop this from spinning. This whole thing from spinning. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. But it's 10mm wrench. We already have them out somewhere, and yeah, we'll put you back up on the stand and get you going. All right, so got that off. I had to put some vice grips on this crap because it had broken apart. But it is actually 12mm, not a 10, as I stated earlier. But it's actually relatively simple. But obviously, I wanted to make sure that the shaft wasn't wiggling, and it's clearly this. This is all completely, this is much different. It's missing quite a bit of components. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this back on while we're here. I don't think there was any right or wrong way to put this on, but guess we'll find out together.
We didn't get that far in a YouTube video.
What I do notice is that these are not the same holes. See that?
Oh, it's
Way different. Wonder why that is. I went to AutoZone and got a 97 Tacoma. with a 2.4. So, yeah. So we won't be doing that right now, actually. So we'll have to figure that out here in a little bit. And either way, this is, if I could just get this shaft off, that'd be kind of cool. But it's not going to work like that. Anyway, now, I don't know what. I kind of need that. I don't want all that access to get in there, so. What we can try to mess with is see if any of these fuses are bad. That way we can kind of mess. That way we can buy whatever we need to buy. Basically just looking for any kind of cut wires or anything like that. Like, where does that go, you know? All right, so let's go ahead and pop that bad boy off right there. Well, that sucks about that. I knew it was too good to be true, I guess, but, you know, all you can do is go off of what the website says. I mean, it's AutoZone. You put it in your car, and then you go there, and they won't let you even get anything without putting in. I mean, I gave them the part number, but anyhow. It doesn't really look like.
Doesn't look like anything's cut.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's cut. That fuse is still good. I was just curious what this one ran. Oh, right there. Look at that.
Ripped off.
Oh yeah, it is cut right there.
So that would be.
That's the start. No. No, where's the lid?
That's heater, so that's really not.
Okay.
I mean, it's something, but
It wouldn't be the reason the car doesn't start.
no. Do you?
This looks twisted now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah? Okay. Let's go ahead and pull the fan or the horn, which is the one we always do right here, because the alarm system's so goofy.
Like bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum bum.
So as I struggle to keep a positive connection to the truck and let Jacob start it, we're trying to figure out if I have fixed the fuse box or if we're still having the same issue. But clearly, we're having a little bit of an issue between the alarm and then me holding the connection points onto the battery. And so it's just taking a little bit of a time. So I figured I'd pop in here, give you a little smooth voiceover, and pass the time for you as we try to figure out what the heck is going on.
Try it.
Go put her back. You go put her back. Why? Because you said. Because you said.
Nothing. Not even trying to crank.
Push the button again. There it goes.
Okay. Ready?
Push.
Okay. Ready?
Turn it off. All right. We're good.
It starts.
There's no oil, or there's no oil cooler.
Yeah. It starts.
Okay, so
That makes her so happy.
that's good. So we got it to start. that little broken fuse thingy was fine. I'm gonna order a new fuse box. But we don't have oil. We don't have an oil cooler, so that's actively pumping oil out. Things situated, it was a little bit difficult. You can see it's kind of wasting quite a bit of my camera space on here, but we got it going on, and we've got a child running around, so we're gonna have to skip over this and redo it again. And you can see that the condenser was a little bit of a challenge to get on. It was hard to put on, all the hard lines, everything in the way. Had to get Jacob to help me, and but eventually we got it on. The condenser never moved, but we'll still, as you'll see a little later on, we still got quite a bit of work and adjustment to do on the radiator. I end up having to drill new holes and mounting it so that it would fit and clear the hood, as well as attaching to the lower radiator hose that was factory length. So, you know, just little challenges of working on eBay stuff and non-OEM parts on original OEM'd parts that are wrecked and have been hit by a Nissan Murano and things like that. So it was just a little bit of a challenge. Jacob, you can see he's doing such a great job sitting in the chair watching, doing nothing. And I'm doing all the work like always, but you know, that's what dads are for, right? It's what we're for and what we do, and we love them, and we move on and we fix it.
By the way, your microphone is red battery.
All right, so quick break from the time lapse. I've got everything on, as you can see. Had a little bit of struggle with the condenser, but this new radiator is not 100% the same. So I've had to drill 2 holes to mount the actual radiator. And then like underneath here where the oil lines had a barbed fitting on the last one, they are a AN line. They're a -4 AN. So luckily, just by luck, I had a couple of ANs. I had an AN. I had a -6 or a -4 to barb and a -490 to barb. And that's ended up, it's just incredible that I had all that stuff on hand. But that's kind of why I've always kept a bunch of this crap. So anyway, like I said, I don't know if this is the transmission or the oil cooler, but it's some type of oil and it is solid black. So I assumed engine, but either way, I don't care as long as the oil stays in these hoses and goes through the bottom of this radiator, which is weird. But yeah, if you're snaking around on eBay or anything like that, just be cautious of these few things. Yeah, but other than that, I should, as you can see, I've got the condenser back on. We already let all the refrigerant out, so it doesn't matter that this line is kinked. We are going to have to replace this at some point, but that's if I ever put AC back in this truck. We've got the bottom line done. We've got upper radiator done. We need to fill it up with coolant. Now we're going to work on the fender, and then we're going to ghetto Lee, go outside and jump on the front hood. I'm not going to spend $350 plus shipping on a hood, and I haven't had any luck finding one in a local junkyard, so we're going to make that one work. We're just going to make that one work, and that's just it. And make it work we did. I had Jacob stand on it. I was walking on it. We had to basically bend everything down to make it all work good, and honestly, don't care about it. It's already a piece of crap hood. with no clear coat on it. So we just stood on it, jumped on it. It dented a little wrong, and I punched it like I was the Hulk, and it worked. It worked fine. So we moved on. We started moving on. We moved the fender in place. All the bolts lined up except for this front fender near the headlight opening, and that's where the main collision was. It was quite literally the crumple zone, so it crumpled and turned, but we were able to, you know, hammer it out, massage it with a little bit of Mattel, and you know, get it going. Got it in, as you can see right here, in my snazzy little red suit. Got it going, and we're about to get the hood put on. You can still see that the battery tray is out of control and wobbly and flippy floppy, but we're gonna do that later on and get that buttoned up and get Jacob back on the road. I don't know if I kept filming or not. I kind of got a little ahead of myself, but the radiator had to go down. I had to pick and choose. Needless to say, got the radiator situated. Had to get a different battery. I still have a slight of an issue with the battery tray, but I put a different red top battery on it. Are you all right?
Yeah.
The hood does close. It does latch. So all of that is good. You can see that the fender, we got this bolt lined up. There is a little discrepancy here, but I don't really know until we get bumpers, grills, headlights, stuff like that. But the fender is on. The door gap is decent for a 96 Toyota. But like I said, you know, like this hit the mount, this hit the mount, this right here, for some reason does not have a hole in it, but it would, I could get it to the mount. And then it kind of need to work on, like I said, the battery tray and getting this attached to here somehow, some way. But what we're going to try and do now, we don't have any leaks. The radiator is full. I have a little bit of just regular water because I didn't have quite enough coolant. But we're going to see if it starts up. And make sure the fan doesn't rub, make sure the clutch doesn't, all that stuff. Just make sure it doesn't, just make sure it works. I'll go ahead and do it, it doesn't matter.
All right.
You can look up there and see if it explodes. All right, so I don't know how well you're gonna be able to hear me, but it starts. All right, that's good. There's nothing blowing out of the bottom of it, so that's good. You can see the radiator is a little bit bigger. But yeah, the new radiator, the new clutch fan, the fan works. It's pulling air through, obviously. It's not rubbing. We need to wait for it to warm up a little bit to get this to go down, but I'm pretty happy about that. I think that's not bad for a couple days worth of work. Poof! There's the light. This light's on. Jacob got the battery terminals taken care of. I'm about to clamp all of this together in here. Screw this into there. Screw that into that. Do this into this and poof into pap. And you know, it's kind of what it's gonna do is what it's gonna be, is it's what it is right now, is all of that and stuff, and be with me. All right.
Is that the alarm?
Yeah.
That's not very loud.
I have the horn fuse taken out. It's very loud and stupid.
What's wrong, Jake?
Huh?
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just the alarm's super weird. Is that good to try to start?
Yeah. It's still alarmed out. All right. Turn your
That's bright on.
turn your brights off. All right, do the left turn signal. I guess go get some gas. Looks like crap.
It doesn't look that bad. It actually doesn't.
All right, go. All right, so I know we missed the record button and you didn't get to see a lot of that, but it was relatively easy. It's 3 bolts. And then you saw me kind of struggle to get the battery tray to this front substructure, this front radiator support, all that connected together. And if you look closely, you can see there the headlight and the corner light aren't exactly perfect, but I mean, for what it is, for that little truck like that, I'm so happy that, and Jacob and I got to do this together. Hopefully this wind beanie we'll get you taken care of. But Jacob is officially on the way for the test drive to go get gas for this thing. And yeah, to see, hopefully I don't have to go get him with a truck and trailer. But yeah, he's gonna be on his way to go get some gas, go test it all out, make sure nothing falls off. And pretty much, yeah, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna get the shop cleaned up. I am gonna bring in the G and we're gonna start directly working on that and getting the exhaust fixed on this. We're gonna keep this day of fixing all my broken cars going. Yeah, so thanks for sticking around. Hope you grab some popcorn, grab a beer, whatever. I'm drinking a little bit, and I'm drinking a little Nef vodka. Yeah.